Tonight on CTV News at 5, colleges across Ontario releasing their latest financial report, including Conestoga College. We'll break down the numbers. Plus, Waterloo Regional Police are investigating an abduction in St. Jacobs, a young person now safe after escaping. And a thief with a sweet tooth. A Kitchener pie shop hit, left picking up the pieces after a man broke in earlier this week. CTV News at 5 starts right now. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. First at 5, the data is in before the deadline. Conestoga College releasing its annual report and financial statement hours before the midnight cutoff. The college faced criticism after last year's report showed a surplus of over $251 million. Let's bring in CTV's Karis Mapp, who has been following this for us today. Karis, where does the college stand compared to last fiscal year?
Well, Ashley, this year, Conestoga reported a surplus of over $121 million, almost half that of last year. The school didn't have anyone available to comment on the report again today, but instead sent an emailed statement to CTV News. It says the next year's budget focus must be, quote, the right sizing of an organization that has lost thousands of international students, end quote. This comes following a year of campus consolidations in Kitchener and Brantford, as well as program cuts and roughly 180 job cuts. In the same year, the college increased its budget for salaries and benefits, spending $436 million. That includes a 29% salary increase for President John Tibbetts.
I've lost a lot of members, and the college is sitting on a surplus. At the end of the day, I'm concerned that I don't see this as being right sizing or, an international students issue. This is about, deliberate underfunding and bad management choices.
Coming up at 6, I'll have more from the report and comments from the region. Ashley.
All right, CTV's Karis Mapp reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Karis. Police are searching for a suspect after an alleged abduction attempt in St. Jacobs. Let's bring in CTV's Alexandra Hollick for a closer look at this and some of the other news we're following this hour. Good afternoon, Alexandra.
Good afternoon, Ashley. Police say the girl narrowly escaped. A man entered a home in the King Street North and Sawmill Road area around 9 p.m. last night. Police say he abducted the girl, but she was able to get away with minor injuries and call 911. The suspect was described as a tall man, approximately 20 to 30 years old, with a black buzz cut and a black shaved beard. He was last seen wearing a black t-shirt and light gray knee-length shorts.
So the investigation remains ongoing. Members of our major crime unit, general investigations unit, will be in the area today, continue the investigation. They'll be canvassing the area for video witnesses and determining what exactly happened.
Police say they believe it was a targeted incident and possibly related to an ongoing investigation from May of this year. CTV's Heather Centerin will have more at 6. Also tonight, U.S. President Donald Trump follows through on his threat and imposes reciprocal tariffs on dozens of countries, including Canada.
When we first came to office, this country was really in trouble. And now we're rich as hell, and we're doing amazing things, and we really are. We're the hottest country in the world, and I like that. Thank you very much, everybody.
The tariffs on Canada have been increased from 25% to 35%, and they took effect as of midnight today. Goods that are compliant with the CUSMA trade agreement are exempt from those higher tariffs, but Canadian steel, aluminum, and just recently copper pipe and wiring will face a steeper levy, 50%. We'll have these stories and more in the next hour, but for now, Ashley, it's back to you.
Okay, thank you, Alexandra. Well, a 64-year-old man is seriously hurt after a crash involving a motorcycle in Kitchener earlier today. Around noon, police say the man driving the motorcycle was turning left onto Union Street when he was struck by a Jeep traveling south on Lancaster. The motorcycle driver was taken to an out-of-region hospital with serious injuries. The 58-year-old man driving the Jeep was not hurt. The intersection was closed for several hours while police investigated. All right, turning now to our first look at weather. We'll start with our radar. As you can see, not a lot of precipitation and no cloud cover in the region. It is going to be a beautiful start to your long weekend. We will continue to see those clear cloudless-like conditions over the next few days. Looking at our temperature right now, we are sitting at 22 degrees in Kitchener-Waterloo. Very comfortable conditions for this hour. A little under seasonal at the moment. I will get into those details coming up a little later in the show. Let's take a look outside at this hour. It's at Hespler Mills Pond, and that's a beautiful heron on the hunt looking for dinner. I know I'm certainly hungry and getting ready to hunt for my own. CTV News continues in 2 minutes, but first, here's what you need to know. Looking for a laugh? Rusty Nail Comedy is holding a show tonight at TWH Social. It kicks off at 7:30 p.m. Tickets can be found online. Stay with us.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We go to a dramatic scene unfolding.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVKitchener.ca, your home for news.
Here at TA Appliances and Barbeques for today's Get Grilling. Chef Maddie B is here once again, and I've got to say I was a little bit surprised because I don't, put grilling and pasta hand in hand.
See, most people don't, but I actually have such a big history in pasta making. I love it.
Nice.
And really, as I'm expanding into my barbecuing and bringing most to summer, I figure why not just mend the two together?
I love it.
So today I got a dish here. It's gonna be a very summery, very, very vegetable heavy dish. It's some gnocchi we're gonna be roasting. I got a Broil King roasting wok here. Great for doing vegetables. It's gonna be perfect for this pasta as well. We're gonna get some color on our gnocchi, some color on the vegetables as well, blister the cherry tomatoes.
Lovely.
So to start off, I have some gnocchi. If you're making your own, you want to boil it first and then let it cool.
Okay.
This is some par-cooked gnocchi. You can buy it in the store as well. So to that, I'm going to be adding in some cherry tomatoes. And I have zucchini that I just did a rough chop on.
Very nice.
Trying to keep it nice and chunky.
Yep.
We don't want anything to get lost in this pasta dish. Some red onion. Again, just a good handful. And then a couple of cloves of garlic. And to help these cook a little bit faster,
okay,
I just crush them.
Oh my gosh.
So it doesn't take much to crush a clove of garlic, but it helps get the oils out, helps get those flavors going, and then it's also going to take a little bit less time to cook out. Already, that's super bright and colorful.
Love it. Scream summer.
It's like the perfect summer dish. And again, we're getting those flavors, this great side dish, do it with a chicken breast or whatever, or just have it on its own, make a little lunch out of it. Hit that with a little bit of salt, and then I'm just gonna toss that up before going into our wok with that.
So nice, so many nice colors.
I love this one, and whether you're doing it on a grill, I think it's better when it's done on a grill or in the oven to roast it, but even just in a pan with some butter, toss all those vegetables together. It's going to be delicious. So I'm taking this over to the Broil King Regal here.
Okay.
On my main side, where I'm putting the pasta, I have it on very low heat, just for a little bit of ambient temperature on the bottom. The other side is where I have it on full blast. That's going to kind of radiate the heat over so we can get a little bit of color on that gnocchi on the top and make sure our vegetables get fully cooked. So we're going to close up that lid and let it cook for 3 or 4 minutes.
Perfect. All right, it's been cooking now for a few minutes now, and I know we have some spinach here that we're going to add to it. So what are the next steps?
So next up, we have it. It's starting to get a little golden brown, which is exactly what we're looking for.
Perfect.
So we'll bring that spinach over to the grill. Thank you very much. And just put down some spinach. It's going to just add a bit of nice freshness to it again, brighten up the dish again.
Yeah.
Now I'm just going to use a pair of tongs just to slightly toss that around, wilt the spinach. We don't want it to get too wilty. And I feel like that's something that people often do when they add spinach or arugula to things, is they cook it until it turns to mush. You don't want that. You want it to still have a little bit of bite. So you can see right there, that's what we're looking for.
Okay. It's good to get a visual on it because you're right. I think I'm guilty of it. Definitely overcook it a little bit.
Yeah, and you still want to, still add a little height to it. So we can bring that off of the grill.
Okay.
And you can see those cherry tomatoes are nicely blistered.
Beautiful.
The zucchini's tender. The garlic's got some color on it. All those flavors are just coming together. which means we can plate this up and you can try it.
I have such a hard job.
And like
Beautiful.
the gnocchi has a little golden color on it, a little bit of a roast to it. That's exactly what we're looking for.
Because it's so simple.
It's so simple. You're just throwing it all together. Only takes a couple of minutes. Again, perfect weeknight dinner. You know, throw it together. The kids are gonna love it. Top it with some Parmesan.
Oh my goodness.
Kids love anything with Parmesan.
Right, anything with cheese. Yeah. Who doesn't love cheese? Okay, this looks absolutely delicious. And you can really smell the tomato too, especially.
It's just everything you love about summer in a bowl with some gnocchi that just makes it feel like home.
Perfect. I love it. Okay, we'll make sure we don't burn our mouths too.
Definitely don't want to do that.
Tip number 1. Wow. Oh my gosh.
All the flavors are there, eh?
Amazing. And especially with the onion too, that's so good, and the garlic.
Yeah.
Right away.
The
that
garlic
hits
just
you.
gets through everything.
You're making this Italian girl very happy right now.
Such a simple dish, but so delicious.
Simple but delicious. As always, Chef Maddie B, never disappoint. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Still ahead on CTV News at 5, a shout out to Canada from a major pop star.
I'm moving to Saskatchewan. It's just another day.
Why the Prairie Province is getting a mention in a newly released single. And as we head into our next break, here's what you need to know. Latin Music on Queen is happening tomorrow night in Hespeler Village. Learn all things salsa at the free event. It runs from 6 to 10:30 p.m.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Well, it's a beautiful Friday with a temperature that isn't too hot. We've had a lot of humid days in the last few weeks, and in the last couple of days have been much more comfortable. Today was no exception. It was absolutely gorgeous throughout the morning and into the day, and certainly breathing a little easier as we take a look outside. That haze has moved on. Those weather alerts and air statements from yesterday have been lifted for our region. It is another beautiful evening, definitely one to get out and maybe go for an evening stroll before the weather gets a little warmer in the coming days. Let's take a look at our satellite. It is going to be a little bit cloudy over the next few days, but really, for the most part, we're going to see nothing but sunshine. It's going to be a great long weekend weather-wise. As we get into Friday afternoon and then into Saturday, you'll see there's some patches of cloud cover and spots around the region, but nothing of note. It will certainly continue to be that clear like skies throughout the next few days. Certainly going to be an enjoyable one out there. As we get into temperatures, as I mentioned, it's a little cooler today, 22 right now in Kitchener, Waterloo. The humidex is not any different, so we're sitting at a very comfortable 22 degrees this hour. Today's high was 24. That's still slightly under our normal for this time of year of 26. Back in 2006, it was 34.4, so could be a lot hotter indeed. As we get into overnight conditions, it's going to be below seasonal tonight with only a low of 9 degrees. So definitely want to open up your windows and get a breeze inside your homes. It's going to be the perfect night to do so. And as I'll show you just momentarily, the weather is going to start to turn and get those summer-like conditions back into play over the next few days. Tomorrow, going to be a stunning Saturday, 26 degrees, sunny conditions, a UV index, a high of 8. So make sure, even though it is feeling a little bit cooler than what we've had over the last few weeks, you definitely want to be sun safe. Keep your hat handy, some sunscreen, especially if you're going to be out and about. For the next 5 days in Waterloo region, it's going to be a perfect start to August, and the end of summer is getting close. So let's enjoy it while we can. Saturday, a high of 26, mainly sunny. Sunny for Sunday and 29. Wrapping up your long weekend, a mix of sun and cloud at 27 degrees. And then into your work week, it's going to be beautiful still. 26 with a mix of sun and cloud Tuesday and 27 on Wednesday. All right, let's take a look at what's trending. The rumor mill is buzzing after a very notable fan and former prime minister was spotted at a Katy Perry concert in Montreal. Justin Trudeau was in the crowd at the Bell Centre Wednesday night, taking in the pop star's Lifetime's tour Stop. It comes just days after the two were seen having dinner at a posh Montreal restaurant. TMZ posting this video of Trudeau and Perry, who recently split from her husband Orlando Bloom, sharing a meal before going on a stroll, sparking dating rumors. Justin Timberlake is sharing some personal health news. He says he was recently diagnosed with Lyme's disease. The pop star broke the news in an Instagram post where he also said living with the bacterial infection can be, quote, relentlessly debilitating, both mentally and physically. The 44-year-old has been on a world tour since April of last year. He completed the last show Wednesday in Istanbul. Pop star Chappell Roan is out with a new song that includes mention of a Canadian province.
I'm moving to Saskatchewan. It's just another day.
The song is called The Subway, and the video features New York City Transit. Roan first performed the single at a music festival a year ago. At the time's fan noticed mention of Saskatchewan. According to the lyrics, that's where the singer joked she plans to move if she can't get over her ex. Well, I mean, I'm sure Canada and Saskatchewan would welcome her with open arms if that was the case. All right, as we head into our next break, here's what you need to know. Beat the heat and head over to Binghamton's tomorrow night for Big Splash Dive-In Movie Night featuring Monsters, Inc. The show time is at 8:30, and you can get the tickets online or at the door.
It's Jeff, KP, and Backstage Ben in the morning.
Three awesome people that want to start your day or finish your overnight shift.
You'll laugh, you'll text, you'll call, you'll scratch your head, and maybe even beat Backstage Ben. Weekday mornings from 5:30 to 10.
Listen live on the iHeartRadio app or at 105.3 Virgin Radio.
In tonight's Digital Dive, our online team has you covered with all things open and closed this public holiday Monday. From transit to grocery stores and curbside garbage pickup, we have a list of what's open and closed, as well as a fireworks reminder for your region. Our online team has you covered. Just scan the QR code on the bottom corner of your screen or go to ctvnewskitchener.ca. Time now to take a look at the final 5 stories we're following today. A break and enter in Kitchener has left a bakery owner with a busted door, stolen electronics, and a missing slice of pie. Surveillance video shows a masked suspect shattering a glass door of Mom's Bread and Pie Co. on King Street East. The incident taking place early Wednesday morning. The thief is seen helping himself to a sweet snack, as well as taking an Uber Eats tablet and a printer before casually opening the freezer and taking the pie and a handful of ice cream sandwiches. The store was closed for a day while the damage was assessed, but staff say it's now business as usual.
Mostly I felt sorry for the person. It really felt like they just wanted to smash something, or they just wanted to cause a problem for somebody for no reason. Like, it was really no reason. They took almost barely anything. So it was more just to be a nuisance or a mischief, right?
The owner says the cost of repairs, along with what was taken, totals around $5,000. Waterloo Regional Police are still investigating and are asking anyone who recognizes the suspect or has information to contact them. A flight attendant who was a passenger aboard the Delta plane that flipped at Pearson Airport in February accuses the airline of using an inexperienced pilot. The allegation is part of a $75 million lawsuit filed by Vanessa Miles in U.S. federal court. Miles says she was seriously hurt in the crash. 80 people were aboard the Toronto-bound jet from Minnesota, which slammed onto the tarmac, eventually ending on its roof.
Well, the pilot was definitely going through training. It really was a pilot that had low time on this aircraft, not abnormal, Her lawsuit claims inexperience, that there's no definition of what inexperience really means from an airline pilot perspective. She was qualified, she passed the tests, she had a license to operate this aircraft, this specific aircraft. So as far as I'm concerned, she was qualified to operate the airplane.
The allegations have yet to be tested in court. Well, SpaceX Crew 11 is now in orbit, headed for the International Space Station. The four-person team is going to be there while conducting scientific experiments and demonstrations aimed at advancing human exploration beyond low Earth orbit.
4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. Ignition's full power and liftoff. Go Thomas, go NASA, go Crew 11.
This is the solid rocket that carried the crew into orbit, touching back down at the launch pad minutes after the successful liftoff. This mission could be the first of many to last longer than the standard 6 months. The crew will settle into their 8-month routine as they continue to complete research on board the ISS. Unionized workers at Canada Post are in their final day to vote on the Crown Corporation's latest contract offer. Voting just wrapped up at the top of this hour. Results are expected to be shared any time now. The offer includes wage hikes of about 13% over 4 years, but also adds part-time workers that Canada Post has said are necessary to stay afloat. The union has urged the roughly 55,000 workers to reject the proposal and warns further job action could risk the government intervening with back-to-work legislation or a binding arbitration order. And finally for us, the head coach of the Toronto Scepters will lead Canada's women's hockey team once again. Hockey Canada says Tori Ryan will lead the squad competing at the next year's Winter Games in Italy. He is entering his 6th season as the head coach of the national women's team. Ryan captured gold at the 2022 Olympics in Beijing and has been at the helm of Toronto's PWHL team for the last 2 seasons and won Coach of the Year honors for the 2023-24 campaign. Very exciting indeed. Well, thank you for watching. That's our time for tonight.